What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about share dilution versus share buybacks. What are they and why do they matter to you as a future stock picker or current stock picker, whatever the situation may be? So let's get into it. So share dilution. Let's imagine you're a business owner for a second. And I like to pose my questions this way because I believe that when you're buying a stock, you should be buying it like you're buying the entire business. So pretend like you're a business owner. You and a buddy started a business. So that makes you guys 50-50 owners in most cases, unless there was another agreed upon situation, but you're 50-50 owners. And for some reason, you decide to bring in another owner. You're going to give up some share to a new guy to bring in, and he's going to provide whatever service he's going to provide. Maybe he's bringing in some capital or whatever it may be. What just happened to you as a business owner? You're probably going to lose some share, right? That means you've officially been diluted. So you went from being a 50% owner to just a 33.3% owner. That's what share dilution is. When you're buying a stock and the company of the stock that you're buying, they continually issue shares for cash, that dilutes you as a share owner. So effectively what that means is you become a smaller owner. Just like in the business scenario, you guys brought in a third owner that diluted you guys. It made you a smaller owner. The same thing happens when the companies that you buy, the stocks that you buy, continually issue shares. Now, understandably, in some situations, this is an unavoidable situation. Growth companies, newer companies, companies that are trying to build their way up to be a more stable and profitable company, you will see a lot of times that in order to keep the company sustainable and to raise cash, they're gonna issue shares. You see it quite a bit. But a lot of times the more stable companies, maybe they're not issuing shares so much because there's other ways that they can raise cash, or cash from operations is just good. The business is generating decent cash. But generally speaking, when a company is issuing shares, it's normally at the expense of you, the shareholders. So what are share buybacks? Share buybacks are pretty much the opposite of share dilution. So instead of a company issuing shares, they're going to be buying back shares on the open market. Now, that's a positive because when a company is buying back shares, that means that there's less of them, which heightens the chance of increasing the value of them. It's the scarcity tool in motion. So think about, and you know who uses the scarcity tool really well? Apple's really good at this, or in the early days, they were really good at this. Apple works with Foxconn in China. Foxconn has a large capacity. They can make almost as many devices as they please, but you would see these scenarios where the new iPhone was unavailable or the new iPad was unavailable. I always believe that was Apple activating the scarcity tool. In order to make our object or our device seem more popular or more in demand, we're going to withhold supply of them. And that's effectively what share buybacks do. So let's go back to the scenario where you're a business owner. Now, let's say there's three of you guys, the same three business owners. You decide that you don't like the third guy. He hasn't performed as you thought he would. You want to bring back his share. You want to buy back his share. So you go to the guy and say, listen, you own 33% of the business. We want to buy that back from you. You buy the shares back, and what happens to you? You're now likely 50-50 owners again, meaning that you guys are once again larger shareholders now. That's what share buybacks do. So it's the complete opposite of what dilution is. When you're picking your stocks, make it a point to try to look at companies that are buying in shares. These companies are typically a little bit more mature. Another positive is normally they're in a favorable cash position because share buybacks typically come from cash. And I like to favor them because a lot of times they're pretty solid companies. I'm not going to say good or that they're great, but most of the times companies who buy in shares are pretty solid companies and they believe in themselves. It's a big indictment for a company to be buying their own shares. Typically, you'll see them wait until the price is favorable to activate a share buyback program. So when they activate them, it'll typically be for a large period of time or a long period of time. It'll be for a year or a year and a half or what have you. But they typically like to buy at the lowest price possible or what they deem to be a low price. But nonetheless, when a company's buying back shares, it makes you a larger shareholder. So that's today's lesson, guys. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section. Of course, if you want more information, hit the subscribe button so you can get my future videos. I'm Ty. This is Stock Muscle. Thank you guys for dropping in. Peace.